Hello and welcome to Caesar's Snack Sandwich. Today I'm going to take a quick look at UMAMI, right? UMAMI. There's a few things in here that I don't completely know. I can't explain completely well, but I'll give you kind of an idea what's going on here so you can understand what this protocol is, and then you can take a deeper look and kind of get into the community, ask more questions, and find out more about this protocol. So this protocol is pretty interesting, okay? When you go to the website here, you have umami.finance. There's just basically two options. There's the marinate and the compound. And the marinate is where you can take your UMAMI tokens, you can deposit them here, and then you will just earn ETH. You will earn WETH. And this is on Arbitrum, okay? So you'll just earn ETH by putting your UMAMI tokens in here. And then you'll have these vault tokens, the UMAMI tokens, M UMAMI tokens, marinating UMAMI tokens. And you can take those marinating UMAMI tokens if you please, and you can put them in here and they will basically sell that ETH or use that ETH to buy more UMAMI and then deposit the UMAMI in here, and you will basically earn more M UMAMI tokens. So then you will be earning ETH on the yield of this vault. Okay, so it's pretty interesting. Now the key thing here is like where does this ETH come from, right? Because most protocols they use their token to incentivize their token, and there's no like trading platform, there's no fees here, there's no yield aggregation. So it's pretty interesting where they're getting these fees from. So I went through the docs here, or I went through all the docs, and I went through these Medium articles, and I read a whole bunch about this, and we find out that UMAMI used to be an ohm fork. So that's where they used the ohm system, like many other. I'm kind of wishing, we had done this as well, but anyhow, so they used the ohm fork during the ohm season, to the 3.3 season, to build a large treasury of tokens, and then they pivoted away. So they turned off the ohm fork, and now they have a large treasury, and the treasury is basically producing yield for this UMAMI token. So producing yield to give to the stakers of this UMAMI token, okay? Now, some of the yield, if you check here, these are two wallets that were shared with me from inside the community. You will see that some of their yield is coming from the staked, time-locked CBX. So they probably bought some CBX somewhere along the line and locked it. So, about $160,000 worth. So locked here and earning some rewards. And then I guess they can take these out sometime and convert them to ETH, or maybe they're going to compound them. I'm not sure what they're going to do with these, because this is on ETH mainnet, so I don't think they're going to be very often moving these assets or this value up to Arbitrum to give to those ETH people. So it's more like a long-term play. But we do have this vault here, which shows that they have a whole bunch of holdings, like 3.5 million in GMX. Now, GMX is the thing I can't explain because I haven't looked at GMX closely, so I'm going to have to look at this myself. And then there's a whole bunch of Uniswap version 3 liquidity pools. Now, Uniswap version 3 is very interesting, right? Because if we go here, I've been playing a lot with Uniswap version 3. And I have this position here on Arbitrum here, which is like ETH and USDC, and I have it opened, and as you can see, it is out of range. And when something's out of range, you will notice that it's 100% in one token and 0% in the other token. But what makes this interesting is that when it does go into range, and when it starts trading within the range, then it starts to accrue fees. And the trading fees land by themselves in their own like little separate pocket or contract or something like this. So I could collect these fees without having to close the position. However, these fees are not compounded into the position, so they're not it's not providing more and more and more liquidity. Now, if I go over to... Okay, so if I'm on TradingView right now and I zoom in here, and let's pretend I have a fee. This is a ETH USDC, and let's say I have a position that's opened with these two limits. Of the lower limit is say 1769, and the upper limit is 2200. So at the lower limit, when it's below the lower limit, then I will be 100% in the ETH, and when it goes above this, I will be 100% outside. So inside 100% in USDC, right? So if we go through their wallet, they have all of these positions. These are all Uniswap version 3 positions, and you can see that some of them are all in UMAMI. So this UMAMI, if it's all in UMAMI, that means, it's on the UMAMI side, and then this one's all in ETH. So that means they have positions, and then there's one here that has, like the largest one has a wide position. So they have all these different positions set up, okay? Let me go to, so let's just say this was a UMAMI token, but like it's not, right? So I'm going to use this to draw. So they have a big position. They probably have a big position that kind of ranges something like this, right? And then they also probably have some positions above, right? And they probably have some positions like below, right? Below the range, okay? So as trading, kind of moves around through the big position, it'll sometimes go into these other positions, and these other positions that are 100% in one token, they will become in range and they will start earning fees and stuff like that. So this is pretty interesting to me, and you'll notice that they have the Arby's token, because the Arby's is a token that they're using, that they earn this token because of the Volt. This auto compounder Volt here was designed by Arby's, and Arby's used to be on Arby's. So I believe that this is probably still getting incentivized, or they at least they built up a position of Arby's, and they're using their Arby's token here to provide liquidity to the Arby's ecosystem and gaining trading fees in those as well, and UMAMI Arby's. So I'm not sure if they're going to sell this Arby's and get ETH and then give the ETH back and so forth. But basically what these guys are is they are professional market makers. So you give them, they're going to market make for you and supply you with the trading fees. Well, as long as you hold this UMAMI token, it's kind of like a share token that gives you the rights to these guys' expertise in Uniswap, as well as their positions on GMX. Now, there is this other article, which is here. They produce these articles every so often, and they explain things, okay, and they explain some changes that they have. And you'll notice that this one here, I was reading through this one, and you'll notice that they made some big changes. They used to have a lot of ETH in the Dopex SS single-sided options vault, so covering called options, but they decided to change that to the GMX GLP tokens. So I'm not exactly sure. Like I said, I'm going to have to look into GMX myself. They took out USDC and they put it into Tracer perpetual pools. So perpetuals they're probably just supplying USDC to people to trade perpetuals. They pulled out of 100 Finance, and they added that to the Tracer as well, and then they also added some to Stargate here. Now I'm not sure if these have been canceled since this time, because this is April, right? So it's now June, so they might not be holding these positions anymore. They might be fully, like this wallet here, fully in GMX and very little in the perpetual pools and stuff like that. They do have a little bit in Impermanax of this GOM and so forth. So I think this pretty much covers the protocol in a quick little look. You can come and ask, like I said, come to the Discord, ask more questions, join them, and try to find out what's going on inside here. I'm not going to tell you whether or not this token is a good buy at this price. This is for you to decide. You check and you decide whether or not you think this token is worth buying and stuff. I just like how they're, basically utilizing all of these Uniswap pools to generate ETH, and they're giving that ETH and to these to the stakers in this Mainnet vault here. Okay, so that's pretty much it for today. I hope this has been useful and interesting. It's interesting for me, and I'm going to look at it more because I'm pretty intrigued by Uniswap version 3. I've been playing a lot with it on Arbitrum and Optimism, actually. And thank you so much for watching, and hope this is useful, and goodbye.